Well, the good coming out of the weekend. Saturday night, I want to thank our friends over at City Union Mission. I had the opportunity to speak at their 99-year birthday, celebrating 99 years helping the homeless here in Kansas City. And not just helping them, but trying through Christian-based teachings, these individuals how to make themselves once again productive members of society. So they had me out there as kind of their speaker / MC. They had a great crowd. They had about 250 people out there on Saturday night. Next year, there's going to be a big blowout party for the 100-year. But the 99-year was special. The folks involved from the CEO, Terry Megley, and others did a great job putting that event together. And I was honored to be a very small part of it. They are privately funded, Christian-based organization that is not just about giving the homeless a roof over their heads. It's also about trying to get them into their long-term program. And I was there a few weeks ago when they asked me to do this speaking engagement. I wanted to make sure that we went down there. I hadn't been there since COVID. You know, we've known them since I started the show almost 6 years ago now, but I hadn't been down there since COVID. And to meet these people and look them in the eyes and shake their hands as they are, getting out of oftentimes the addictions they've been involved with. They're sober. They're getting, their lives back in line. They're preparing to get jobs, CDL licenses, things like that. To hear them talk about what places like City Union Mission have done for them is really powerful. And just know that, with all the talk about the homeless crisis and what needs to be done, there's all these dopey political conversations about how the government needs to step in and just give them housing and everything's going to be fine. Anyone who's met a homeless person or somebody who struggled with addiction for 5 minutes knows that that's not true. People are homeless for a reason. There's always this conversation. We've gone from calling, people vagrants to homeless to now the unhoused. That's now the phrase that gets used, the unhoused. The unhoused implies that somehow people just don't have homes. That's the only reason there's not a roof over their head. And that is oftentimes not the case. They're dealing with addictions. They're dealing with issues that don't allow them to work. And then they don't have a place to stay, so they end up on the streets because they have no income. You got to deal with all that. You got to deal with the entire person. And there's no way the government's ever going to do that effectively. City Union Mission has a blueprint that does it effectively. Yet they oftentimes get attacked by media in Kansas City. Why? Because, of course, they're Christian-based. Despite the fact that their blueprint of success is more effective and way more efficient than anything your government's going to do. So I was honored to be a small part of that on Saturday night, and they are just an outstanding organization here in town. The bad out of the weekend. I know this is really upsetting. Oh, can you believe it? Maren Morris is leaving country radio. Sheesh. Oh, it's so sad. She told the LA Times over the weekend, after the Trump years, people's biases were on full display. It just revealed who people really were and that they were proud to be misogynistic, racist, homophobic, and transphobic. Got all the obics in there from Maren Morris, so well done by you.
Such a cute soundbite.
She was really triggered by Jason Aldean's hit song, Try That in a Small Town. She said that music now is just being used as a toxic weapon in the culture wars. No, let's not forget how that happened. Activists tried to cancel Jason Aldean for that song that wasn't even a popular song. It was getting like 10,000 streams a week. Nobody even really cared about the song. And then people went after Jason Aldean for the song, and it became a hit, Maren Morris. But, I don't know much about writing country music, but I do know this. I'm not sure I would be leaving the genre that is having arguably its hottest moment in decades when for the first time ever, earlier this month, the top 3 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 were all country songs. Jason Aldean, Oliver Anthony, and Luke Combs. I'm not sure I would leave the genre that's having the best moment it's had maybe ever, John.
Well, can you imagine being her? So didn't get on America's Got Talent, didn't get on The Voice,
And then this dude, Oliver North, shows up out of nowhere.
Oliver Anthony.
Oliver North.
Yeah.
Was that on the bingo card?
Yeah.
Oliver North? No, Oliver Anthony. I digress.
No. No, I see. But you're right, though. You're right to point that out. She's now getting smoked on the charts by guys who, are YouTube overnight sensations. And
this just in. Oliver North does have a song now.
Yeah.
In light of my announcement, there it is.
God bless him. I just pulled up his age. He's only 79, so he's due. Unbelievable. So yeah, say a prayer for and light a candle this morning for Maren Morris, who announcing she is leaving country music. How sad. Oh, so upsetting. The ugly out of the weekend is how the UAW, United Auto Workers Union, continues to handle its strike. And the fact of the matter is, I don't see an end in sight to any of this. Right now, the strike is ongoing. It is targeted at certain plants around the country, including over in Wentzville, Missouri, on the other side of the state. But this is only going to get worse, because now what some are suggesting is that right here in KCK, the assembly plant could end up closing this week. And that could result in layoffs. Why is that? Well, because Wentzville, Missouri, the assembly plant in Wentzville, which provides stamped parts to the Fairfax plant in KCK, isn't producing anything. So at some point this week, the 2,000 team members at the KCK plant could end up with either layoffs, being out of work for a period of time, who knows? But none of it's pretty. And the UAW is in no way building a lot of sympathy in the wake of all this. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend.